Hello. How you all doing? Did you miss me? I hope you did. I I felt very lost without having to make these videos for you, my pretty people, because being part of my purpose, it feels a little empty when I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And the reason is because there was my building had to have what's it called? The exterminator had to come around and spray, so everything had to be packed up, and basically it was like moving, right? So I had to pack everything and just leave it in an exact place, so they could go ahead and start spraying and whatnot. So for the last few days, I've been doing that, and you know, me and Baba had to go to the beach yesterday to kind of just, yeah, it was really hard, to spend the time, because it was going to be about 5 to 8 hours, that we need to stay outside of the out of this apartment, basically. So that's what I've been doing, and I just been feeling horribly since I haven't been able to do these videos for you guys. Um, yeah, so I miss you. I hope that you miss me too, because, well, it's. I don't know if you can tell that there's. This is why I always suggest that you search with your feelings, consult with your heart, follow your intuition, you know, um, so you can tell, so you're able to decipher why, if I'm on the level, if I'm telling you the truth, or if my messages are correct. So again, I'm never going to tell you anything that I don't know anything about. Most of the things that I tell you about are the experiences that I had, which reminds me, that's you guys know where Venus is, right? The planet Venus. It's in the east. You always find it in the east. And that's what I realized. I heard that most churches are alienated or lined up or facing the east. Did you know that? I didn't know that. But now that I'm looking back at all the churches that I've seen and that I've been in, yeah, most churches are pointing towards the east. Their doors, their windows are pointing towards the east, which is really quite impressive, because I'm going back to the story that I've heard about Quetzalcoatl. Quetzalcoatl was the entity or the deity who, by the way, it means in Nahuatl, means the feather serpent. Quetzal, which is feather or like a bird. Coatl, which is a culebra or a snake. So the feather snake, think about it. I mean, all of these things, though, was basically the same thing. And this is why I believe that it must have been another reincarnation of one of the students who brought culture, who brought technological advances to the people in Mesoamerica, basically, and here with the Native Americans of the north, because basically it's all tribes, all down, the Americas. I don't like to say Americas because again, it's just one of those things that humans did to, and the ones who don't care, to splice or divide this beautiful continent. But from Alaska all the way down to Chile, it's nothing but just the same tribe, just split up into different ones. This is why when people tell me, "Are you Native American?" I always say, "Yes, I am," because my tribe is here from the continent of America, and I don't like it when people say, "Oh, well, you're not Native American because you were born in Mexico." It's like, yeah, but see, we're all tribes and we're all in America. So America doesn't just constitute the United States. That's what people in Europe called it because this was the continent to come to. Um, and again, with all the beautiful people who came down to the United States to make a living for themselves, Also, the criminal-minded moved in, obviously. They wanted to get the resources, right? So that's the reason why so much bloodshed and so much suffering that happened, when the United States was being formed. But when you figured, all the colonizations, it happened all throughout the continent, from the north all the way down to the south. These tribes were uh, almost destroyed and exploited for their resources. Our people became slaves and so on and so forth. Now, why am I telling you this? Because Venus is a planet where Quetzalcoatl left to. That's where he ended up going. And I just find it very, very peculiar that all the churches are pointing towards the east. That's where Venus is. By the way, this is the symbol for Venus. It's not for the devil, for Venus. And if you've seen, what's that movie? The one with Tom Hanks. Oh, I forgot the way it was called, but they explain the same thing, because this man had been, murdered, and he had a pentagram on his chest. It's like, oh, he was, a worshiper of the devil. And it's like, no, this is a sign for Venus. It's a symbol for Venus. So anyway, that's where Quetzalcoatl went. And just to kind of tell you a little bit of the story why he left, he was basically, he got drunk on pulque, which is what you get out of the pencas of I forgot what this plant is called, but basically they make also tequila with it, and once fermented, it becomes an alcoholic drink. So I think it was his brother who got him drunk, and then I forgot exactly what he did, but he was very ashamed of himself. So that's why he got in on his boat made of snakes. This is how the Mexicas told the story. And he left. He left to Venus, and that's where he's been, basically. And this is why, there's the belief that the Mexicas thought that Hernan Cortés and the Spanish or Hernan Cortés was the second coming of Quetzalcoatl, because he promised to return. Which, then again, you think about Jesus, think about Thoth, which basically it could be the same person, the same deity, the same entity, the same spirit, because it went around the world, spreading the word, basically teaching us humans, the language, because essentially we were first made to be slaves, and he saw the potential in us, and it's like these little things are not for slaving, they're not just for hard work, they're not beasts of burden, they can learn. So he and his disciples were the ones who taught us mathematics, and writing, and speaking orally, and music, and even weapons and makeup, and all kinds of things, like these advancements that humans made technologically. It wasn't just us, walking around like idiots, stumbling into things. Oh, look up! Oh, we can make wheel with this. It wasn't like that. It was taught to us. How do I know? Because I looked into the situation, and when you look into this story and that story, just like Joseph Campbell realized that, wait a second, this is the same story being told in just different languages. So anyway, the reason I want to bring up Venus, and I show you its symbol, is because I want to ask you something. Does it twinkle for you? Because it twinkles for me like a Christmas light. It's just, I'm just asking because in my experience, this is all I can see, right? And just like I was being prompted by Orion, I'm also being prompted by Venus. So I just wanted to ask you, does it twinkle for you? Because it does for me. Check it out.